All right, we'll just take a look at this is on bar replay mode. We'll just stick with NQ. That's where I took my trades today. Where are we? Yeah, coming into the day, we had the CPI this morning. It did nothing. We're in a market right now that's purely headline driven, and we're not really seeing a whole lot from data. But going into the day, we're like undeniably bullish. As you can see here, this is the new week opening gap. We just powered through it yesterday. Overnight, we saw more of the same, just nothing but violent upside. So this is the 9 a.m. candle close. So coming into the day, I had this area here marked out, this 1 hour fair value gap, which honestly I was looking to see come down here. This purple area is a volume imbalance we have in the daily. But I was quite happy coming back to midnight and then seeing continuation. But given how bullish we are, I was going to stay agile. I wasn't really expecting much follow through on the downside, even though we have left a lot of fair value gaps and just imbalances the whole way down. We're just moving with such momentum right now that I'm just not really looking for bearish trades. Just go with the trend when it's trending so strong. We've been stuck in a sideways market for long enough. That's important to know to switch when you do see conditions change to the level they've changed over the past week. Don't try running the opposite direction of a freight train. So if we go into the 15-minute here, this is market open, I believe. Yeah, so market open, we saw crazy follow through. We came down, took this 15-minute fair value gap, came up, and as you see here, this is the 15-minute fair value gap we created. So I'm going to go to the 5-minute now. And on the 5-minute, actually I should show you this. On the 1 hour, this yellow circle up here is a 1 hour fair value gap that we have on NQ. And that's the circle here. That's that big yellow circle here. Let me just redraw it. Yeah, so that's the yellow circle there. So on market open, we see that initial drive. And what was I looking at here? I just wanted to see a little bit more of a pullback. So once we got this pullback, I wrote a note to myself, want to see a strong inversion to go long here, because we did have a lot of liquidity above. And yeah, while we do still have fair value gaps down here, when you see such aggressive price action to the upside, you're not going to get deep retraces. It's moving. It's quick, fast price action, which you need to, when you see your model, you need to jump in and take it, because it's not going to consolidate like we've been seeing. So yeah, so this candle here, this is where my entry was. So I went long. I wasn't comfortable getting in this high. So I put my entry here, I put a limit order here. And in terms of my target, sure, I could have gone all the way here. Again, with the way my accounts are, I have consistency rules, so I'm putting on more size. I don't even need a 3. I don't need like a 3 would set off my consistency and make me work harder over the coming weeks to get to my payout. So when I'm looking for a target and we're kind of going into that territory where there's no obvious immediate draws, what I often use is a fib extension, and what I go for is the extreme of it, which is yeah, right here. So this is the trade I took. As you can see, we came back, tagged my position in, and right to target. And as we can see here, it ended up being an absolute monster of a day like yesterday. Well, this is another awesome trade. Like if you were to wait for the kind of the 11 p.m. macro, or 11 a.m. macro, this is another epic trade here. You come down, actually on ES, we have an SMT on ES too. Like you could have taken this candle and gone for higher. Yeah, it was just this is just epic price action. You know, it's everything you want. Even if you're somewhat of a like again, it's a continuation trader's dream, really. You know, let's see where we're at now. Yeah, we're starting to see some consolidation here, which is to be expected. We've had just had a monster. You look at the 4 hour, even look at the daily. It's just crazy. If I pull up, we go out to the daily on ES and NQ. This is just unbelievable. This is the ES chart here. We are now less than 1%, almost 0.5% from all-time highs, and we were down, I think 10% at one point. Yeah, 10%. And NQ is, so we have this double top up here, which it looks like NQ is going to hit. What we do from there would be interesting. I'd expect a bit of a pullback, but you never know. We're getting these sort of results. Yeah, we're about 2% from all-time highs in NQ, but we're getting this sort of violent price action while there's massive instability still in the Middle East. Once that gets cleared up, and we have a favorable Fed chair coming in, we should see, how is oil doing? Yeah, here's an example of a trade. I was looking at an oil. Oil peaked at 112, came back up, and now it looks like I think we're going to come down to at least fill this gap at $68. But realistically, I think we can come down and take these lows and go sub 50, potentially down into the 40s, other 30s in the coming months. If all that happens, which is not like people can't see that now, but the charts are telling a different story. If all those boxes get ticked, we could see a massive run in risk-on assets, such as your cryptos, your small cap growths, all that sort of stuff. Right now, the main indices are leading the way and signaling that. But yeah, it should be an interesting back half of 2026.